But we'll see. Hopefully we have enough room to pick up whatever drops come out. And folks, I'll get my plea for help and my pun out of the way first. You know, of course, we're trying to get as many followers to the channel as we can, so if you wouldn't mind liking the video and following my pages, just think you could be next. Get it? Next. Alright, that's the last one for today, I promise. I think I'm supposed to be over on the other side with the rest of these guys, so I'll run over here. Got more soul runes. Looks like we got Sarah Brew and some super restore. So that was another, geez, it looks like 60k or so. That's crazy. I don't remember the drops being this good here. Let's do it again. We've not died yet, that's a good thing. I guess while we're doing this, I'll just remind you guys that in order to even get here in the first place, you do need to take a Trollheim teleport to get close to where the God Wars dungeon entrance is. And then once you get in there, there's going to be a door to the south that you use to get to this next area. So just like anything else, like whenever you're fighting one of these God Wars bosses, you do have to kill a certain number of minions in order to get access to the boss room itself. So there was a little bit of pre-work I did in order to get to this point. Hopefully that all makes sense, but if you go check out the wiki page or something, I think some of the pieces will come together. It's a little bit much for me to throw out there in the first like 2 minutes of the stream, you know? Alright. Right there we got 93k worth of onyx bolts. I almost died, that was my bad though. I think I walked into something. But I'm gonna heal up here. There's also a prayer altar. I think it's over... It's on one of the sides here. But anyway, you can use that just like all the other God Wars boss rooms. There's usually a prayer altar that you can use once, like every 10 minutes or so. So if you run out of super restore or prayer potions, you can always just go to that. Go to that for a quick fill up. So you can tell there's so much going on here. Nobody really cares all that much what I'm doing. Like, even if you're doing the wrong thing, you've got typically so many other people in here that the fight's still going to progress regardless. Where it gets tricky is if you were in a smaller group, like let's just say there's only 5 or 10 people. First of all, you might not even be able to finish it if your gear's not good enough, but if there's less in the bunch here, people are going to notice if you're using the right prayers and standing in the right places or not, so you want to be on your best behavior then. She keeps running away from us. Get a close-up shot of her for you. Alright, good. Looks like we got some cannonballs there, we got some sharks, prayer potions. We'll take it all, right? Alright, here we go again. She like sucked me in there and I think turned my prayer off. I think it's my fault for standing too close though. She doesn't love when you stand too close. It looks like I actually got poisoned here. So that's not the end of the world. I'll show you guys what we're going to do about that. But I think you can just walk right back through this entrance portal here. And outside there's an NPC that you can use as a bank entry point. So I should be able to... I should be able to go grab my anti-poison from my bank account. And then that'll cure the effects that we're currently having, so no big deal there. I'm just gonna kind of deal with the poison for a minute. I'm thinking it'll drain anyway. And eventually fade off, but at least for one more kill, I'm just gonna ride it out since we're just getting started here. I got a Nihil Shard. Don't know what that is, to be honest, but it looks like a good thing. When she does this cough attack, usually one person gets infected, and you're supposed to stay away from other people until the effect wears off, or else everybody gets poisoned at the same time. So you want to kind of go hide in a corner and stay away from the pack, or else that infection is going to keep going indefinitely, really. Hey guys, thanks for joining the stream. Hope you're doing well today. This is kind of cool. We haven't streamed an actual group fight so far, other than the Barbarian Assault, like the minigame activity. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy watching next year. She dropped some prayer pots, some rubies, some sharks. In case you guys missed it a minute ago, I was mentioning that because we're playing as a group, the way that the boss dynamics work is whatever the boss drops when she dies, that loot pile pretty much gets shared across all of the people that participated and did enough damage. So that's why, like you'll see in a minute, a bunch of sharks are going to pop up on the ground. And that's because the same way I got some sharks and some other stuff, everybody else got that same drop. So it's kind of cool, like everybody's in it together, and as you can see, here come the sharks now. I'm actually going to pick up a couple. I'm still getting blasted by that poison that I'm just sitting here enjoying. So I can use all the food I can get. Alright. Nice. That was about a 55k drop. We got some Dragon Bolts, we got Super Restores, we got Ceradomin Brews. This is cool because I still don't even fully understand all the mechanics and the timing of what we're supposed to be doing. But the fact that I'm getting these sick drops is pretty cool. I'm actually going to drop this ranging potion so I can pick up the other stuff. Back from my Serapot here. You can see a lot of other people didn't have room either. Look at all those potions that just popped up. She tries to run away, but there's so much of us. There's so many of us. We shall emerge victorious. This is actually going pretty smoothly though. I'm happy with this because it's been a long time since I've been here. So to be able to jump right back in and kind of follow along with the pack, I thought it would be much more stressful than this. Alright, we got a bunch of soul runes, we got some more super restores and Cerebrews. It's almost ridiculous how much food we're getting. Like, you could stay here indefinitely, it seems. I love it. That noise, that's the enchantment from my Ruby Dragon Bolts going off. That means I'm doing max hit to her, which is going to be great because it's going to increase my potential for a rare drop at the end. Like I mentioned, all of the standard loot gets split across all the people in the raid, but there's still a chance for the really unique stuff like the next pet and a few other items, where doing the most damage in the raid is like certainly helpful there. We're always chasing those pets. We've had a good week though. We got the Jad pet the other day, that was cool. We've gotten a few collections drops that weren't pets, but still some cool stuff we didn't expect. Hopefully we get a pleasant surprise here today. Looks like we got a few more potions and some shark, amongst other things. I'm gonna have to let most of that sit there, though. I just can't carry it all. And you can see, too, this is with me being poisoned the whole time. Normally, the first thing you want to do is go find an anti-pot or anti-poison pot whenever you get poisoned like this, but I've got so much food, it almost doesn't even matter, you know? Figure I'll ride it out. Oh. So it looks like I'm infected right now by that cough attack, so I'm gonna try to hang out in the corner here. That is the one thing the team will definitely get mad at you for, is if you get infected with the cough and you don't go hide from the rest of the team. Because if you start infecting the rest of the gang here, it's just an uphill battle for everybody. So if you get infected, get away. Done any damage so far this time. Everyone else has taken her down so quick. Oh, there's a hit. That's good. Yeah, see, I didn't even get a drop that time. I just, I was a little bit late to the party each time, so I didn't do enough damage to be eligible for a drop. That's okay though. It's still fun. I take no offense. Yeah, Rainbow, it's crazy. That one attack is probably the worst thing out of the fight there. When someone gets infected and then they just infect the other 50 people, it's just like, give me a break already. Like, you can see this guy's coughing right here, and now he's running into the broader pack. And it's like, could you not do that? You know? I remember when I first did Nex with some of my buddies, you know, a couple years back, I wasn't even really trying to do the fight for part of this. Like, we would just run around and kind of scavenge and pick up all the extra loot that other people didn't want. Because you could still make like several mil here over the course of an hour just from picking up other people's stuff. I guess one man's trash is another man's treasure. I said no more jokes, I lied. There we go, we got some more dragon bolts. That's about 32k right there, awesome. Just gonna... I traded one for one. I was gonna see if that was another full potion, where I could swap my empty one out for it. Opportunistic. Here we go. The one thing I'll mention here, if you're using, excuse me, the RuneLite plugin for this, there is a way that you can actually shut off all of the other player character icons on the map. So essentially, even though you're still here fighting with 50 other people, it would give the appearance that it's just you doing this alone. So if all these bodies is like just too distracting for you and you already know what you're doing and you don't really need to follow anybody, you could always shut off the other player characters, and it'll be like a cleaner fighting layout for you. Pro tip, turn off the other players. We gotta do some damage. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, we're gonna end up with no loot again. Alright, some cannonballs and some soul runes. About 45k. Sweet. Let's see, where's that altar at? Oh, right over here. This thing, the circle with the cross or the X going through it. This is a prayer altar. So you can see I'm at 45 right now. If I use that altar, it brings me back up to full prayer, so 99 here. And now watch, if I try to use it again, I'm going to get a message notification in my chat box that says the altar is going to ignore me for another 10 minutes. So you can only use that altar once every 10 minutes, but it's a good way to save yourself some coins instead of wasting a prayer pot or anything like that here. Lost her for a sec. I think she teleported and I couldn't see where she went. There we go. Okay, we got some air orbs, about 14k, and then we also have these ecumenical key shards. Those can come in handy. I think you can put those shard pieces together. And I want to say you can actually make a key. I forget if it gets you into the dungeon without having to kill the minions beforehand, but either way, we'll have to research that one, just make sure we know what to do with them. Certainly not a bad thing. Got one brave guy meleeing her. Everybody else is using their range attacks. He's a true champion. Or he doesn't know what he's doing. I don't really know. He's got an Inferno cape though, so it must be something that helps the rest of the team in the fight here. I have to trust him. some more air orbs, some fire runes. So just like everything else, it seems like kind of a mixed bag of drops you could get here. There's probably a few dozen different things and like sets of items that she drops, but overall it seems like we're making at least like 13 to 15k per kill, and some of those were upwards of like 70k, so I am not complaining. I also haven't died yet, so you guys know it's not been the best week in that regard. I think I paid like 8 to 10 million just rebuying all the stuff that I dropped when I died at other bosses, so to see some profit today is definitely a good thing. Took a few minutes to heal myself up. I was getting a little bit lower than I was comfortable with. Oh geez, I completely forgot this whole time. I meant to be using my scroll here. We'll bring out Fluffy's brother. We haven't named him yet, but the ranged scroll. He could have been helping me do damage this whole time, and I completely forgot about him. Alright, good. We got some more super restores and Sarah brews. We were running a little bit light in our inventory, so this will be helpful. I always want to click on her immediately, but you have to wait until she does that little spinny around thing like she's a WWE champion. And then once she's done with the animation, then you can attack her. She just pulled me in next to her, I don't know why, but I'm going to move. There's some brews on the ground here. I'm just gonna grab those if nobody's looking. If they're not gonna use them, I might as well. There's another 34k. Not too shabby. So yeah, I mean, we've been here probably 35 minutes or so far, so that's awesome. We haven't had a need to actually leave and go to our bank thing, so I mean, it all depends on the drops we get, but it seems like you could easily stay here for over an hour without having to resupply or, you know, re-gear or anything like that. what's happening there is in between some of her phases, there's another NPC, like monster that spawns in the corner that you have to kill. And until you kill him, you can't actually do damage to Nex. That's why there's a little pause right there where some of us were just waiting for like the rest of the team to kill that other character. We didn't do enough damage that time. I had a feeling it didn't seem like we were connecting all that much, which happens, you know. It's all random selection here in terms of how much DPS you get and stuff like that, so we will try again. See, she's going to do her animation now. She's going to look to all four sides, do some weird magic thinger, and then after that we can attack her. Here we go. I keep trying to zoom in so you guys can actually see her clearly, but then she teleports so much I end up losing her on the map. Just bear with me, we'll figure it out, we'll crack the code. Sweet. We got 30k worth of death runes. Awesome. I think we'll do, let's try for 2 more kills during the stream. We'll cross our fingers for that pet drop or some other collections thing, and then we'll call it a stream, okay? Hopefully we get something good here. I mean, it's been good stuff, like profit-wise, that we've gotten, but nothing super unique, so hopefully we add I don't know, some little special sprinkle to the end of our stream here. I don't know what we're doing anymore. I should get poisoned again, though. That's not good. The other one, I don't know if it just faded off or if it went away when I used that prayer altar a few minutes ago. But either way, now I just got poisoned again, so we're back to square one. It's kind of annoying when every time you look at your health it drops a little bit lower, you know? It's actually getting a little bit sketchy. I said 2 more kills, but if she doesn't drop some food, I'm not really in an ideal situation here. But we've never used logic and reason before, so we'll probably still do 2 more fights. This one and one more. Okay. Okay, one down. We got some rune ore, about 20k. We did not get food though. So depending on how this goes, I may have to telly out. So we'll see. I'm pretty much down to no food. I might have, oh, not even one sip of Sarah left, so we'll see. If I get down to about 50 hit points, I might have to run to the door and we'll walk out, but that's okay. It's easy enough to get back here some other time. Good luck us. You're at exactly 50. That's a little sketchy. 43. You guys know I'm gonna die here, right? Like, I'm not leaving. I just can't help it. I hate to give up on a fight, even when the odds aren't in your favor. Uh-oh. I might die here. Let me, there's a way you can teleport another way, but I'm just gonna use my home tab. We'll get out of there. Let's heal up quick, because the poison is still slowly killing us. Well, hey guys, we did everything we could do there. At least it was a new boss that we haven't looked at before, so I hope you guys enjoyed watching the fight and the stream, and we got some good jokes in along the way too, so there's always that, you know? Again, if you wouldn't mind liking my video and following my pages, you know, I would greatly appreciate that, and I'll catch you next time.